Hey, and welcome to a quick iMovie tutorial. For those of you who either don't know how to use iMovie because you've never had to use it, or don't remember how to use it because it's been so long. You also may be unfamiliar with this version of iMovie. It does go through some fairly regular updates, and maybe there are some new things or new looks that you are not familiar with. So, iMovie is this little white square with a purple star down here on my dock. And if it's not there for you, you can go up to your little spyglass up here in the top right corner of your screen and just start typing in iMovie, and when you do that it will come up with the iMovie app suggestion and you can click on it to launch it from there. And once you do that it will be down in your dock, and then anything that's in your dock you can right click on, or two-finger click or control click on your Mac, and you can go to options and you can keep it in the dock, and then you won't have to search for it again. But either way, once you've got it going, you're going to be brought to your project screen where you will have thumbnails that represent the movies you've worked on in iMovie recently, and you've got your Create New button over here. I'm just going to Create New. And you get the option of a movie or a movie trailer. Well, we're going to make a movie. We don't have a movie to make a trailer of yet. And this is the empty starting screen for a blank movie, a brand new movie. And the most prominent feature here is this big Import Media button, which is matched by this little Import Media button right here. They both do the same thing. Because iMovie is about editing videos, and you can't do that unless you have some videos to edit. So we could import media and go get some videos from somewhere. Or, as you might have to do for this class frequently, depending on what other technology you have available to you, you may be importing directly from the FaceTime HD camera. So if I click on that, it's going to show you me. And all you have to do is click record down there at the bottom, and it begins recording a video clip with sound right into iMovie directly so that you can edit that next. So I'm going to stop importing. That's enough video to work with. And I'm just going to close the import window. There's my clip right there. As I move the mouse over it without clicking, it will play the video forward and backward. And what I need to do now is set the in point and out points for the piece of video that I want to use out of this clip. This is because most video clips, if not all video clips that you're going to work with, should have extra video at the beginning and the end, because you never want to start recording too late. So you always want to start a little early. That way you can find exactly where you want to start in the editing software. And you never want to stop recording too early. You might cut something off. So you're going to let that camera run a little bit at the end. And in the editing software you will find the perfect ending point and set that. And the way you do it is you can either scroll through or you can play it. If I press the spacebar, it'll start playing. And what you're going to do is when you get to the piece of the video where you want to start, you press I on your keyboard, I for in. So I'm going to play from there. I'm going to press I. You can see that left handle move. I'm going to let it play a little bit longer. I'm going to press O, and you can see that right handle move. And I'm going to press spacebar again to stop it. Now I could click in the middle of those two handles and drag it down to put my video down there on the timeline where I'm going to build my entire movie. Or I can press E on the keyboard and it will add that clip to the end of your movie. So there's my clip, and at the bottom of my video I now have this little blue track, and that's my audio. With this small line, and if you move the mouse over it just right, you can see the cursor change. That line is the volume line, so you can lower your volume, you can raise your volume. If you ever see yellow spikes like that or that, then your volume is too loud and it has become distorted. So I'm going to just back that down, maybe about there. Okay, so that's as loud as my volume can go without being distorted. Now also on this volume line, I've got these two little dots on each end. That will control my audio fade in and fade out. So if I grab that dot and pull it to the right, there's a small slope now, and it's going to slowly drop that audio all the way to 0 by the end. And I can do the same thing over here, and it's going to raise it from 0 slowly up to max volume by the time it gets here. If I need to add additional audio, you can click on your audio tab, but what you find in here may not be very good. There are some sound effects, and you can play them. There's a selection, but most of them are just kind of silly and simple and not very useful generally. But let's say we wanted this one. We can just click on it and drag it down underneath our video. Notice the little green dot or green bar that goes up to the video. So this audio is now kind of connected to that video. If I delete the video, the audio is going to go away as well. Just keep that in mind. Anytime you're stacking audio and video, look for what it's connected to. Now this audio track has its own volume line, so I can pull that down. It was already starting in the yellow, and it's got its own fade dots, so I can have that audio fade in, and we can just take a look at what that would look like. In fact, let's back it up all the way to the beginning. A video clip with sound. Alright, so I'm pretty well zoomed in, and I didn't realize that was going to go that fast. Your zoom controls are over here on the right. You can zoom way out, so the clips are much smaller, and you can work with a lot of clips at once, or you can zoom way in, which apparently I was, so that you can work with individual frames of your movie. I'm going to zoom back to kind of a medium level here. Alright, so there's an audio track that's been added to my video. Now maybe I want some titles, text over the top of my video or at the beginning or end. Here are your titles, and if you're patient enough, iMovie will show you a little preview on the right of what that title will look like. And you can just click and drag those down in front of your movie. Let's say, I don't know, we'll just say this is title. And if I play this now, hey, play, there we go, space bar. There's my title, and it's going to go into my movie. There's my movie with my sound effect. If I didn't want this title to appear in front of my movie, you can drag it above your movie. And again, notice that little purple connecting bar dropping down to the movie. So it's connected to this clip. If I go in and drag out even more video to be used, I can freely delete this video and it doesn't affect anything. But if I delete this video, the title and the sound are going to go with it because of those connections there. Either way, here is my title now playing over the top of my video, and you can see right through. There's no black background or anything. You can also do this with graphics and with other videos if you use some picture-in-picture effects or green screening, and we will get into that in the future. But for now, this is all I need you to know. And then once you've built your movie by setting all your in and out points and lining up all your clips all the way down the timeline here, you're going to click the share button. When you do that, it gives you 4 options, and we only ever care about one: export file. And you're going to export that file. Depending on what we're doing with it, you may go with a higher or lower resolution. You definitely always want your video and audio, your quality, depending again on what we're doing with it, could be anywhere from low to best. And your compression, again, faster or better quality. For what I'm doing right here, I'm just going to lower that, leave these settings where they are. It gives you an estimate of how large the file will be when you're done, how long it will take, and then you can hit next. And when you do, it gives you a chance to name it. And look up here in the corner, that little circle appears. It's like a pie chart. And that is slowly going to fill up. There it is, it's starting to go. And when it's completely solid white, your movie is done. Waiting patiently, and there we go. 17 seconds later, the movie is done. So I'm going to close. Now I told that to go to my movies folder, so I'm just going to click on the finder down here, and I'm going to go to movies, and there is my new movie. If I double click on that, it'll open in QuickTime. Or not. I don't quite know why, but I'm going to try something else instead. On the Macs, you can press the spacebar and preview a movie. So let's do that. Still no? Oh, you know what? my bad. That is not the movie I want. This one is the movie I want. That's the screen capture recording that I'm doing right now. It just happened to be at the top of the list, and I totally forgot this one was called My Movie 7. Sorry, let's do that. My Movie 7. Double click, QuickTime, and there it is. Play it again. With sound. There's my title. Right. And I'll just stop that. I will quit that. And that is something I would then put into my Google Drive or upload to YouTube so that I could then share a link in Google Classroom to turn my movie in. And with that, I will wrap up this video.